As I often say, this is as good a place to start as any. I have something I'm really excited about right here. A display, of course, but I have waited to do a display of a common point type from eastern North Carolina. And what you're witnessing here is one bin. All these little ones right here, see the size of the nickel in the middle, come from one of my bins. Most all of them, maybe one or two in a different place, but all these right here come from my bin, and they're Morrow Mountains. And so I keep a separate bin just for Morrow Mountains and different materials. But we're going to take a look at these Morrow Mountains so that if you're in a different part of the country or a different part of the state or world, you're going to see the North American Indian in what we sort of classify as a Morrow Mountain point. And so I'm going to go around and take a look at those. Those are going to be cool. We've seen that they make Morrow Mountains in many, many different sizes. And when we're, actually I'll clarify it right now and show you this. Look at the progression of sizes here in proportion to the ones there on your left. If I can pan out without shaking it around too much. You see, these go all in one great place to display them, one great keeping place, if you will. But these, of course, can't. I mean, look at the size of these in proportion. Of course, again, my feature is the Morrow Mountain Point in eastern North Carolina. Now, I think I'll wait for those big ones and finish with those. But I want to take a look at these, and we'll go ahead and go clockwise at some of the ones I pulled. And and they're the only ones in the bins. These are the display quality pieces I just really came to love and kept. So I want to take a little time today, since I've struck out many times. I mean, you guys see all these points and say, man, in 4 years you've done wonderful. I really have. I am so thankful. And although many times this week and last week I've gone out and beat the bush, I've struck out. I often don't find but one piece of pottery or not a whole lot. But then there are often times when, there are times of abundance and plenty. Look at that point. This is rhyolite, what you're seeing, which patina's in light brown. And the flint was originally a dark chocolate brown or a dark army green. This point was the chocolate brown type. Great stuff. And I'm just going to go right around them and get a good look at them. And so to establish exactly in your mind and share with you eastern North Carolina and how many different personalities can express what a type of point that worked great for them, the Morrow Mountain Point. And just get as close as I can and sort of a museum tour for you. Thanks for the response on these. Just do my best and show you some stuff. Here's a neat little point in the green rhyolite. But they just continue to come out of the ground, these Morrow Mountains. And I found, of course, 4 or 5 times as many that are broken Morrow Mountain points. So, when I find points that I particularly like, the balance and the size, they make the grade and they jump into my display box, as you all know very well. At least many of you that watch regularly, and thanks for some of you have just stepped up and sent some gifts to me in Thanksgiving, and just is really great. Verbally I just thank Ron and Deb and John, and that's just really nice, the things that you send in Thanksgiving, because I'm just doing my best, and if I have extra, I share it. It's fine with me. Look at these points, will you? The Morrow Mountain Point. Look at this one. This is fairly recent. Wasn't on film. A lot of these small Morrow Mountain points I don't film. They're just so common. I sort of am picky on how I'm going to use my film footage. Maybe I shouldn't be. I still always re-examine the way I do things. Look at this. Morrow Mountain. We're just going right by those. And in sets, you get to see the style together. Here's the green, right next to the brown rhyolite. Now remember, I'll just share this with you. That's a good illustration of it right here. Those are all rhyolite, just slight variations. This, of course, was the chocolate brown rhyolite. That patina's light brown, and this was, of course, the dark army green rhyolite. That patina's the light green. And here is a sort of a variation. I hope the lighting's good. It's a nice point. It's a reddish point though. It's the only one I have that's a slightly different color in Morrow Mountain. Nice point. Nice Morrow Mountain. Look at this point in rhyolite. Very nice. Well, just a great looking point. So I set up a display of them. This is a point I found almost 4 years ago. One of the first Morrow Mountain points I found at the Bear. One of the first Morrow Mountain points I found altogether. It's funny how you can remember those points that really, when you just started collecting, I haven't been collecting long for those of you who are new, and many of you know that. Some of you guys blow me away. Collected 20, 30 years, are you kidding me? Crazy. Crazy. Look at these 2 points we started with. Rhyolite with the bands and the color. Alright, as we finish up, I'm going to go from big to smallest. And of course, these are the Morrow Mountains that come from that one bin. Stellar. What a setup. You can see the similarity in the style right there. That's a good angle for it. And look at these. Still same style, still type of Morrow Mountains, but hugely different in size. So let's take the biggest and go to the smallest. Of course, many have seen this at the jump off. To give you an idea of the size of this thing, again, just get it in my hands just so you see. Morrow Mountain. If you could, this is not heavy. If you could feel this material, it is like supremely light. It's crazy. Crazy. One of the most crazy pieces I found. And then here's another piece here from Saponi. Stellar Morrow Mountain. Again, right here, look at the difference in size. If I can get it in the film. There you go. Isn't that wild? You still see the difference in size right here. Here's another Morrow Mountain found recently at the backside of the cove. Sweet point. They did a great job on that. Would have done the job it needed to. Here's a point from Beaver Point. Just a lot of different expressions of the same type of style that just was working for them. Here's a good point right here. Morrow Mountain. And to finish it up, this is another point right here from the Rise. Alright, I think that will give you the clear idea, up close and personal, here in eastern North Carolina, of what the term, as you many of you put a shout out, made mention of it. What type of point is this? What type of point is this? And I remember saying distinctly, here in North Carolina we call it the Morrow Mountain. Certainly there's probably a ton of different names. That's a nice point right there, isn't it? But Morrow Mountain's good enough for me. So, without further ado, I just want to thank you as I pan way out for tuning into Indian Trace. That's a good show of it. And that right there, well, that's Indian Trace. Hope you find out there. I'll finish up pretty much the way we started. Maybe just a little different. We'll see you.